Hi, I'm Courtney Crandon. This is my case study for EDL 853, Get This Child Out of My Room. The summary, this story is about Carl. He is a third grade student at Schuyler Elementary. His parents recently got a divorce. His teacher, Nancy Taylor, wants him out of her classroom. He has begun to get aggressive and violent in the room, and she wants him out of the room. They have tried, he has a behavior plan. He has been diagnosed with a behavior disorder. So he has an IEP, but it's just not working. Susan Green, the special education teacher, has come up with a new plan that when he has outbursts, that he will be removed from the classroom for a brief amount of time. Nancy Taylor is not really on board with this. She just wants him out of the room. She doesn't want to try anything. She doesn't want to work together with Susan, and she just really wants Carl out of the room. What do we know? What we know about Carl is that he's a third grader. He is diagnosed with a behavior disorder, and he has become aggressively angry. What we know about Nancy Taylor is that she is a third grade teacher. She is not really involved in the IEP process for Carl, but that is her own choice. She doesn't really want to get involved. She wants Carl out of her classroom, but after Susan Green has made the IEP, she is not satisfied with it. Susan Green is a first-year special education teacher. She wants to collaborate with Ms. Taylor. She has come up with a new plan to try to help Carl get out of the classroom when he becomes aggressive. Mr. and Mrs. Hughes, those are Carl's parents, just finished a messy divorce where they ended up having to get cops involved. The mom works 50 hours a week and is feeling very overwhelmed, and they just want to do whatever they need to do for Carl. They don't really have a say in a yes or a no. What we need to know. We need to know the specifics of Carl's IEP and behavior plan. We need to know if Carl is receiving any outside help. Is he getting counseling? Is the family getting counseling? Anything like that? Is the school administration supportive of Carl's new plan? Are teachers and staff trained in restraining the student? Because they've talked about that Carl is a larger student, that if he becomes violent, will they be able to restrain him? And then what resources or outside help is Susan Green getting, since she is a first-year special education teacher? Our problem. Our main problem is that there is a lack of teamwork and collaboration. One person is doing all of the work, whereas the other ones just are kind of throwing their hands up, saying whatever works, and Susan Green is having to do all the work. Nancy, the teacher, does not want to help with the planning of the IEP. She just wants Carl out. Susan Green doesn't have a whole lot of experience, and she's not getting a whole lot of support to help Carl, but she definitely wants to keep him in the regular education classroom and do whatever is best for Carl. Plan of action. My 4 steps is to get help from other resources, observe Carl in the classroom throughout his day, create positives for Carl, and collaborate. How we can get help from other resources is definitely to get other people involved. Susan Green should not be the only person working to help Carl. It should be a bunch of people on her team. She could ask help from the social worker, counselor, administration in the school and in the school district, and she also could come up with things for mom and dad to do at home, because it sounds like right now he just kind of goes home and isn't getting help with maybe schoolwork or behavior or anything like that. So if they could come up with things for mom and dad to do at home, maybe that could carry over into his schoolwork. Susan Green should also observe Carl in his classroom throughout the day. Maybe if there's an outside person there observing him, we can kind of help figure out what his triggers are and cut down on his outbursts. Observe the way that he interacts with the teacher, observe the way he interacts with other students, things like that. And then also asking others to watch Sometimes more eyes is better than just the 2 pair of eyes, so asking a social worker, counselor, and maybe some administration to come in and observe. Creating positives is always great for students like this. Carl, it seems like he's not getting a whole lot of positives in his life, so keep going with the reward system. Create positive interventions and strategies for when he's doing good, even if it's a small, you did this right, reward him, celebrate him, like bundle him with a lot of positives. And then also building a relationship with him outside of when he's in trouble or when he's angry. So when he's having a good time, that is a good time to build that relationship. Collaborating. It seems like Susan Green is doing all the work. She needs to build a team so that they can all work together to do what is best for Carl. She needs to try to keep getting Nancy Taylor, the 3rd grade teacher, involved, get the parents more involved than just coming and sitting in the IEP meeting and signing the papers, and then again get help from the social worker and counselor. What is best for the student? Again, collaborating. When we work as a team, we can get more done. There are more ideas, more voices. We can get things done for Carl. Building a relationship with Carl. Finding out what he cares about, what his interests are, and then that might lead you into figuring out what his triggers are. He is having a rough time right now going through his parents' divorce. It doesn't sound like it's a positive experience at all. So throwing in those positives whenever we can is going to be best for him. And then those outside support and resources, getting some counseling maybe for him, whether it's in school, out of school, but getting someone that maybe he could talk to and build a different type of relationship with. And then again, things that parents can do at home, whether that's the counseling, but maybe getting a reward system for them to do at home as well as at school. And it would look different for at home and at school. And then really trying to find out what those triggers are and what is making Carl so angry and aggressive. During this, I was thinking that they are not creating an environment that is best for Carl. One, the teacher, Miss Taylor, she just wants him out. She's kind of given up on trying, and kids can tell that. He feels like his parents are kind of giving up, and now his teacher, so he's getting angry. Susan definitely needs more support. She is a first-year teacher dealing with some major issues with some students, and it doesn't seem like she's getting much support. Then I was also thinking that Carl needs more support inside and outside of school. They need to do whatever is best for the student, and right now they're they're not really doing what is best for him. What I was feeling was frustrated with Miss Taylor for not wanting to fight for her students. I understand. I definitely have some students that it just gets frustrating, but we need to fight for what is best for them, and keeping him included in a classroom is going to be better for him in the long run. I was very proud of Susan Green for working hard to do what was best for Carl. Even though she's not getting support, she's not getting that collaboration from the teacher, and she's kind of getting just shut out of her world. But I'm proud of her for continuing to do her work. And then I'm sad for Carl and his situation. There's always a reason for why kids are doing what they're doing. And for him to be that aggressive, there's got to be another issue going on. Value, definitely I value the work that Susan Green is doing. She is working really hard. I value Carl and want him to get the support that he needs. He's just a 3rd grade student that his surrounding adults need to help support him. And then I value the special education system for having plans to help students like Carl to keep him included in the classroom. Definitely inclusion is going to be better in the long run. Our unresolved issues. Will Susan get the support she needs from Miss Taylor? Will she get support from outside resources or in-school resources that maybe aren't Miss Taylor? Will the plan help Carl? Will they keep him included in the classroom? Will they find out what is triggering him, and hopefully they can reduce that? And then how will They help support the parents at home, get him what he needs at home to be successful. Okay, standard 2, the need to develop and sustain an effective learning culture, in essence, an effective teaching and learning environment. They must communicate and model behavior that conveys that all students have promise, and when placed in a culture that ensures inclusive behavior, they are reachable, teachable, and capable of success. So, how did you, as an educational leader, promote the academic success of every student while addressing the issues revealed? I use standard ES2A, advocate for school policies and programs that promote learning opportunities and student success. Figuring out a plan for Carl to stay in a regular ed classroom is going to be what is best for him. Right now, removing him from the class when he blows up and gets angry is going to be what's best for the students. And then finding that plan, finding that right balance, what is going to keep Carl in the classroom the most is going to be better for everyone in the long run. And then as Susan Green, I would start observing Miss Taylor, I would start observing Carl in class, find out what triggers him, find out what's working for him, and help meet his social, academic, and emotional needs. And then also getting parents involved with Carl at home. Hopefully he will feel positives from his parents and be less angry at school. And then getting his parents involved will help take that mutual accountability for at home and at school. How did you, as the educational leader, promote the personal well-being of every student while addressing the issues revealed? So I took the standard VG2C, collaboratively developed implementation plans to achieve these goals. So collaborating with all parties to get involved to get the best results for Carl is going to be what's best for him. Helping Miss Taylor find ways to teach, maybe giving her some different resources she can use to help Carl. And then maybe even when Carl's out of the room, teaching the students how to respond appropriately to Carl when things like this happen. And then take time to listen to all the parties. Listen to Carl, listen to the teacher, listen to the parents, take their ideas into consideration, and then collaborate with them. And then lastly, how did you, as the educational leader, enhance instructional capacity? So with EI 1A, act with integrity, fairness, and fairness in supporting school policies and staff practices that ensure every student's academic and social success. So definitely creating that behavior plan to keep all students and staff safe is very important. We can't teach if we are not safe in the classroom. Then coaching and supporting members of the team to help Carl do what is best academically. We definitely want to keep him in the classroom as long as we can, but if he's distracting the other students from learning, then we do need to remove him from that situation. But finding more ways that we can support Carl outside the classroom hopefully will help with his anger and be able to keep him in the classroom longer. And then observing Carl to find out what triggers him and then minimize that aggression if we can. And that is all. Thank you.